force to be reckoned with.
Too much. Here we go. Let's take a look at this first turtle fight here. The second turtle fight here. Even though Haya got it, but look at Lapu position. He was doing a lot of damage in the middle of everything.
And I think there was a key decision that Echo made, right? Yeah. You look at Sanford. They weren't actively looking for the Hayabusa. They weren't looking for Albert because that's a lost cause. See, yeah, he's gonna be low, but you know that Sanford's gonna find him anyways because of the amount of damage in CC you have on that hero. So again, here at the 15-minute mark, it's clear that RQ got split up because of, again, a small advantage in positioning that Echo have, which now puts them at match point.
I gotta give it to Benny though, massive shout out. Even though Sanford was the MVP here in the end, Benny did so much, and the way he's positioning himself isn't like a normal gold laner. He actually is gonna be, he's comfortable flickering forward, playing in front, but he spaces himself out from the enemy team so well. He knows the range and he knows how much resources are available on the enemy team to pull that off.
But can we talk about Skylar's snipe? You know, that one beautiful snipe over there. We were all jumping out of our seat. I think you jumped and you touched the ceiling pretty much.
Broke my head.
Yeah. But to get to know more about the next game, we're gonna have a comeback, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna quickly throw it back to the caster's desk.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for that breakdown of Game 3. Again, if you're just joining us, it's me, Naisu, Gideon, and Wolf, and we are now at match point for Echo here. RRQ is gonna refine exactly what they've taken from these past few games, learn from that process, and hopefully extend this series to 5 games.
You know the even Yuzhong combo that RRQ Hoshi running out game number 3? It really looks like one of those meta picks, right? It's looking very strong as a combo, but it's not working, unfortunately. There's one thing that maybe they should change come draft number 3. Maybe give up, maybe take something else, maybe, you know, take a D for Clay because he plays it well, but give R7 a more macro-intensive hero.
A macro-intensive hero?
Yeah. Like a Benedetta, perhaps, or a Glue even, but Glue will be automatically, I think,
So, yeah, I think it's going to be banned.
So something like a...
You know, biggest thing for me?
Like Benedetta, perhaps.
That's the thing. I was thinking about whether or not Benedetta might have been the option in this upcoming game here, especially for R7 overall. But it can be a little tough. I think at the end of the day, it really came down to whether Sanford was able to, you know, make that big play when he has that flicker, and it's something that they have to be worried of. RRQ, I think when they hunker down and really start focusing on who they want to take out, they can absolutely do that, but then the remaining pieces seem to be able to pick themselves back up and actually turn that trade even and even break even more. Just so many ways to actually go above and beyond.
I think, I mean, I agree with you guys, but I think one of the biggest things here is, and you talked about this at the end of the game for Game 3, was conscious positioning, right? Mirko highlighted this on the analyst stand of the positioning of Benny Cutie, and that's really what it comes down to in terms of those team fights and everything, is constantly being aware where you're positioned. We talked about how, you know, that last defense, you didn't have to be outside of your base. You know, you didn't have to be in that position. You had a better chance of staying behind those turrets, artillerying from there, the high ground, and hoping to stay in that game, and rather it just kind of broke loose. It went through that the armor chink, like what Wolf mentioned here. Now,
the opening.
I mean, let's look at this, Wolf, the hero pick recap from the previous game and how this breaks down.
We highlight the Lapu-Lapu from Sanford as well as the Hayabusa from Albert, right? In Sanford, okay, I always go back to the first two turtles for Echo. So what they did was to utilize Sanford to kind of poke Albert in turtle number 1 and then poke Clay in turtle number 2. On both occasions, it was successful. But that was just the intro of what Sanford is able to do in the succeeding neutral objective fights. The second and the first Lord went in favor of Echo because of how Sanford was able to tag Clay, or maybe force Albert to utilize the quad shadow too early for his condition.
I mean, it's just, you gotta treat it like a punching bag, right? You know, Sanford just has to keep applying pressure, keep putting, be a kill threat in not only in the lane, but in those team fights to make sure that RRQ Hoshi is utilizing some form of resources, dropping something on him just to get away.
Refresh my memory here. The 2 times that I think Vin played Grok, they lost, right? Is that correct? So maybe that key to victory, if it ain't broke, pick Grok isn't the way they want to go, right? Maybe it's better if even they allow Vin to be on a pick that is not just so reliant on that wild charge, right? Because what we're seeing is, even if he gets it off, Echo works around that so well. They know what to expect when that Grok is locked in for Vin. So put him on something else. I'm not saying Diggy, right? That Diggy did work, but I feel like in an extended series, Diggy only works so often, right? It kind of has to be that surprise factor. Now, you could do something better by allowing Vin to, I don't even know if he wants to pick up the Franco, right? But even we saw the Atlas in the previous game from Yaoi, allow Vin to not just rely on that wild charge, because usually when those don't land the way you want to them, or even if the Guardian's barrier is misplaced, it puts you at a disadvantage. So I'd love to see how this draft unfolds here, specifically for RRQ, and what they've learned up to this point as we get ready for Game 4.
All right, then let's jump right into it. Let's hesitate no longer. Knowing these two teams, they're going to be really fast on this. The Kaja, the Eve already banned out, the Joy, as well as the Wanwan banned out for the side of Echo. But this time we are seeing the RRQ have decided to be on the blue side. So let's see what that first pick is going to be. I'm expecting Eve or Carry. We'll see what Echo wants to leave up.
They don't ban out the glue. I think we see RRQ take glue right away.
And that means that Echo might be considering banning out the carry this time. Or if they give it up, they now have better trades. Because when you pick up the carry on RQ's side, you can get the glue on Echo's side. So that's a better trade for Echo. Then again, they ban the carry. So you go glue this time for RQ Hoshi, or do you pick up the ground?
I feel like even though glue is good, we've seen Echo whip out the Dire off a couple of times.
Farsa Grok, I think, is the opening here.
Farsa Grok? Okay, they got the Farsa. Let's see if this next one is going to be the Grok.
Well, what else do you answer the glue with, right? There's I do agree with you that Dyroth is actually going to be a good pick. I think they are going to pick it their third pick, because there's a big chance that RQ Hoshi will just ban it out in the second phase. So maybe that's the last pick of the first phase for Echo. For now, they're really thinking about the Grok. I do want to say though, the team that holds the Grok in this series loses the game. So that's
what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
you're gonna stick by that too.
Stats still lie though. Games 1 and 3, that's RQ, and game number 2, that's Echo.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see the overall stats for Grok. But hey, you know, Lapu Lapu actually getting locked in here. I'm kind of into this.
Yeah, it's good. It's good because Sanford is really amazing with it. Knowing that RQ Hoshi kind of they play the game like they wanted to always peel for their backliners. That's how Clay and Skylar was successful for RQ Hoshi. Lapu Lapu counters that too, so that's maybe the idea here for Echo.
Usually in that matchup too, the Glue Lapu Lapu matchup, I would say more often than not, I've seen Glues get that first blood, and still, that is a very simple step for RQ to get that momentum they need, because we've seen, I mean, the glue in the hands here of R7 causing havoc in the back line, especially if he gets that early momentum going. That's a great step to success here and taking us to Game 5. And now with the next 2 picks, look at that. They are going to go with a more proactive roam option. Like we were saying, they're going to lock in the Franco here, and it's complemented with this Faramis pick.
Okay. I'm guessing. I don't know. I could be wrong about this. Cho, thoughts on this, Wolf?
Cho could be good for Echo just because of the fact that it's a flex pick. So you give Vin a hero that he excels with, his counterpart, Yaoi, will get their own pick, but instead they go Claude.
Interesting direction that Echo has decided to take it. Instead of looking to mirror RRQ, this time they're going to be playing for their own gold lane, and I think a lot of resources are going to be dedicated, making sure that Sanford is almost guaranteed to be on the weak side. A little sad to say the least, but I feel like Sanford has kind of proven himself 1v2, arguably 1v4 sometimes.
Yeah, I agree, and at the same time, I'm wondering, are they going to bait? Okay, there is the Beatrix ban, so really limiting the options here for Skylar.
Exactly, and you're looking for like a combo with the Franco, right? Hitting the Franco hooks, they're amazing. But you need damage still. Faramis will not be giving that to you. Maybe a few patches back, that will be the case. Right now, both Brody and Beatrix would have been good in combination with this pick. So I wonder with how RRQ is going to supplement the initiations coming out from the Franco. Echo, however, they still have the Dyroth. If they want to pick it up, they can give it to maybe Carl TZ, but knowing that the Lapu Lapu is already picked up, it tells me maybe Echo will choose a different hero this time to answer the glue.
Oh, I suppose, but the fact that they banned out Barat, I don't know. It feels like the headspace of RRQ is, hey, Cartesi is still going to be the problem. We need to make sure that we can secure our objectives, and maybe we can snowball out of control from there. But as of yet, I mean, mid lane still very open for RRQ, and if we come back in towards Echo's side, they can easily lock their jungler right now. I don't know if they want to show their support this time.
It's the Cho.
It's the Cho? All right.
Justice in the world.
Well, comfort were for both of your roamers. Now RQ, they badly need early game damager. Surely you got already good heroes in your comfort picks. You need to give Albert a hero that can supplement the damage, and then of course Skylar with some early game damage as well to kind of pierce through the early stages, so that they will not suffer from lack of damage in stages like many teams. Suffer from.
You need that follow-up with the Franco hooks, but still, I mean, even the Cho is flexed technically. We don't know if it's actually going in the hands of Yaoi or if it's going to be placed in the jungle again for Carl Tizzy, right? So they're still leaving that mystery here. Look at that. We're getting an advanced look, right? That's the Irithyll along with the Karina locked in here. Now, Irithyll doesn't have the best win rate. That is 14%. But still, how does this work, Wolf, with what they've drafted so far?
They're all in on early game team fights. They're all in the mid game. With this decision, RRQ is saying, we are gambling. We're putting our tournament on the line in the first 10 minutes of the game. If we don't end it as soon as possible, they will not be able to force this series on game number 5.
Any last thoughts here, Gideon?
Honestly, I'm sweating because I agree with Wolf. This is a bit of a gamble. I will say that Echo's overall draft is looking good. You can feel that Yaoi is feeling it. As long as he blocks a couple of good hooks, it's kind of up to Vin, and hopefully he still doesn't have PTSD from M3, so we'll see how this is going to go.
Biggest thing here is, like you guys mentioned, that timer, right? 10 minutes here. At the same time, this is Cho in the hands of Yaoi. We've seen incredible playmaking potential from that alone. And with Carl Tizzy picking up the Akai in the jungle, he's going to be just focusing on objectives. This could very well be the last chance here for RRQ. It's match point for Echo as we jump into game 4.
Mobile Legends.
Irithyll wins the laning matchup for sure. I mean, you wanna. It is.
We didn't get to see whether the hook landed or not. Did he get the hook or not?
I don't know. We know for sure though that in the laning stages, RQ Hoshi does have the advantage. Because of the fact that they have Irithyll winning against the Cloud, it just naturally, and the glue of course, it's almost unbeatable in the laning stages. If they piggyback on that idea, like destroy Echo's timing with their early game spike, maybe RQ has a chance to extend the game number 5.
Echo knows it.
Yeah, I mean, R7, there's nothing he can do. He's going to lose his battle spell here regardless, and arguably, I would say he's about to die as well. And there we go. R7 just greeting out to hit that level 2, ends up dying for it.
That's not how you want to start the game here for RRQ. I mean, you mentioned it, Gideon baited into it, and still, I mean, at that point, you have Sanford, who again got the MVP previous game, same hero, now has an upper hand, but the kill going over to Sanji on this same hero, Farsa, is going to be deadly, but Benny Cutie.
Yep, he wants to land it. Oh, the hook doesn't connect. Benny Cutie is able to just sidestep it in time. The dive fails, they back away. Now the level 4s are rolling in.
R7 didn't respect the fact that Sanji rocks a flicker this time. That's why he was taken out. And minor mistakes coming up from RQ. It's going to be, so I guess the word that you use here is compound interest, right? That's what we are have to take note if you're RQ.
Yeah, now look at this situation, right? Because of that death, that does mean that R7 is not going to hit his level 4 in time. The early proxy is going to make sure that they have priority, and now if they can get mid to push, that would be ideal. But let's see how the situation plays out. It's now RRQ trying to get some kind of information as Albert now being threatened by Sanford. He might actually die here. Albert's still alive. Glue ends up dying again. How did R7 die on the top side of the map? Sanji is able to pick him off.
Talk about Sanford and Sanji, the San duo, just making waves here for Echo. 2 minutes into the game. And this is a tough situation for RQ already. I mean, yes, the gold lead isn't massive, but these minor decisions, these plays across the map are going to cause waves throughout the game.
Man, Sanford's maneuver, after winning the top lane, just because of the helm of Sanji, he's able to get level 4 before the turtle fight, for the first turtle of the game. That allowed him to invade the purple buff and make a, put some influence, put some pressure in the laning stage of RQ Hoshi.
Oh, and that's called Tizzy getting picked off immediately. Echo. Oh, wait. Oh, Oh, so very close, but here comes the feather airstrike.
the
Flickering
flicker
forward,
again.
he's guessing. Skylar is still alive. This could be a potential dive. Yawi, he wants it, he finds it, and gets the kick. Benny QT almost finishes him off. Yawi takes the kill. Unfortunately, Finn finds the iron hook. Clay pulls him back, kick him back and forward, and Albert will secure the kill.
You see that? You can't get away, Yowie. We've got 2 pulls. He tries to run away, but also the highlight there is that Albert was able to pick up that kill. Big pickup here, Wolf.
So you saw that they were able to take out Carl TZ after what would likely be a snag coming out from Vin. Eventually, no, the dive, flicker in coming out from Sanji, forced Skylar to be very low, and then Yawi found the opening under the turret. Good thing though for RQ, they have found some trades with Albert getting 2 kills.
Yep, and now they're going to be walking up. Echo looking to invade Albert, but they don't want to commit too much to this situation. Now, let's talk about the lane states, right? Because Vin, he's trying to make something happen. Oh, Clay, good Purify. Doesn't get kicked out of position.
Well, it's a good thing they have that. You were talking about the lane matchups here. I mean, this one specifically, Sanford's going to have the upper hand here. As we're seeing, I mean, R7's got to kind of make his way back from that deficit now in the early game. Again, Wolf, you called 10 minutes here, and it might turn out to be even less than that. But still, Turtle up, RQ in position.
Now Feathered Airstrike already being used super early on. They're just holding them hostage. They know that Sanford is ready to jump into the fight. Yawi finds the initial engagement onto Albert. He's in trouble, but Sanford in the back line making it tough. Cartesi locks Albert down. He's finally dead, but now the rest of the team is here. R7 with the reinforcements. Yawi might be in some trouble, but finally it's going to be Sanford who ends up dying. R7 is able to secure his own kill onto Yawi, and Benny QT is on the run. Skylar doesn't want to be a part of this fight, but the Bound Mirror image is going to juke them out.
Wow, what a move coming out from Benny QT getting out of there. And even the fact that he threatened for a kill onto 3 of the members of Arkihoshi. It all started with a snack though.
Well, he's going to get pulled back. The Feathered Airstrike should be able... Oh, actually, there we go. Magic Worship going to do the last tick of damage.
Yeah, that burn does hurt, right? Able to secure the kill there of Sanji. That's 3 kills now for him. Gonna profit off that, build in. Let's take a look at the items, how this is playing out here, Wolf.
So at least a little bit of an advantage for the Karina, but with all the casual items like the Dreadnought Armor and the Molten Essence, there's no full item yet for the Karina. That's why they're not yet able to actually teamfight with that. And then of course, Irithel, you need more items from Windtalker. Eventually, the second item will allow him to dish out the damage already. So that's the power spike that you're looking for RQ. Benny QT though, with 0 deaths and 2 assists, and the Avarice is now in a very comfortable spot. DHS, eventually Golden Staff. You can imagine his farming speed to go off the roofs when he gets that second item.
Okay, let's talk about, okay.
Oh, Yawi! Oh, he almost finds the angle of the kick, but Skylar's able to get out of position in time, locked out with the Bloody Hunt. Yawi might be in some trouble here, but Call TZ looking locked out. Skylar, the Feather Airstrike is coming on through, but the Call All-Strike keeps him alive until he's gone. Benny QT now, with all the green lights, comes in, and it's pretty much done for the side of RRQ. They cannot survive this kind of aggression. What an execution from Echo.
Absolutely good chain of events for Echo as they utilize their lineup into its full potential. Yawi with the flicker, going in forward first. Surely he missed the way of the dragon, but that allowed Echo to get into position. Then goes Kautizi.
Oh no. Albert, he's in so much trouble, but he should be tanky enough to actually survive all the damage. It's getting close, and here comes Sanji. If he sees him, he might be dead with a Feather Airstrike, but on the top side, Call TZ all left all by himself, sacrificing his life for hire as Albert on his way to secure this turtle. What a move from RQ!
Wow. What a punish, indeed. You saw that there was a lot of focus in the bottom lane. They found it!
He's gone. He's gone. Nothing to say about that. Well played. Great punish from Vin.
RQ picking up wins where they can, and it also looks like a little miscommunication from Echo too. Yawi has the vision here, but still RQ finding now it's the 2 turtles they've got a little bit of gold lead. They just have to figure out this Sanji problem. If they can get that, shut him down, that's going to be another big play for RQ.
He's going to walk up. They don't realize that he's there because of the conceal. He throws up. Oh, the hook.
R7 though.
R7, he's pushing them out of position, but they're working as a team. This could be the turnaround now, but Call TZ can't seem to find the angle just yet. They're going to focus on their jungle and back away.
Every bit is intense in this game because you're watching Vin. Maybe he lands a hook. out of nowhere, right? We're all watching.
Bloody Hunt onto Maltese already started off, and Yahweh's looking for the angle as Sanford jumps into the back.
no.
Nobody can stop Sanji with his feathered airstrike except for the Cole Altar. Skylar running for a slide battle mirror. Image takes it back. Sanford now left to die. Yahweh can't help him out. Sanford is able to hop on over with the help of Sanji. R7 still on that chase. He's sick of it, but Yahweh is able to stop the aggression.
I can't believe no one died from
Right?
that exchange.
Like, how?
So much back and forth and just a masterful disengage from both teams there. But still, RQ holding on to this lead. They can play around with it, right? Still, if they can focus Sanji, if they can get a bloody hunt or a hook on him, they're gonna profit massively, Wolf.
There was a lot of explosions in there, and surprised that nobody died. Bloody Hunt onto Cartesi, a prime target. You want to go onto it, but he survived afterwards. Then Benny Cutie finds some BMI after the fact that the Paramis ultimate was already down. Kill threat onto Earthel, but wasn't able to find it as well.
Oh, Yahweh, he's looking for an angle, but again, Vinda doesn't punish him just yet, knowing that he has the Shunpo. However, the mid lane, we do see Sanford. He's getting himself out of there. Again, the aggression pushed back.
This match is electric. This particular game, everything is so close.
It's
You can
so
feel
high
it.
stakes.
The tension, not just in the stadium, but in the game as well. Now this Lord being worked on here at half health.
Oh, he hits Maltese, and now Sanford has to save it. Feathered airstrike as well, but R7 gets into the back line, forcing it out. They got Irothel. Sanford has done it. He's dumped the damage, and now RR2 are on the run. R7 is still in the middle of it, but a double kill coming in from Sanford is more than enough. Maltese is trying his best with a hurricane dance. He's trying to push
what
as
a
many
kill!
that he's been. It's too late. Benny QT in the middle of it gets 3 already. Sanford a triple kill all by himself.
Maniac make it, and now Albert the Focus gonna be able to survive, but his team is taken care of.
Sanford literally destroyed RQ in there. The zone out with the combo. This is why they first picked this Lapu Lapu. He won his laning stage. He was able to pressure Albert, and then in the most important team fight for Echo, the first Lord of the game, he was able to tag Albert, take him out with the Bravest Fighter, the combo, then gets a double. The kick from Yahweh allowed Echo to take that Lord despite Cartesi being grabbed by that glue. The kick from Yahweh displaced Albert, and this is a massive victory for Echo.
Right now, still Lord going to be on the bottom side. They're going to continue to get these turrets across the map, opening it up for themselves. Now they have the lead of 2K here. And at first I thought, Sanford was going to say, hey, Sanchi, you can get the MVP this game, but now they're competing for it. RRQ has to have an answer for this.
Yahweh, he finds the kick onto Vin. They want to take 1 by 1. And unfortunately for Vin, there's nothing he can do about it. Nicely played by Echo. Good bait from Sanford as the outer turrets will fall, and Echo will slowly creep their way in towards those inhibitor turrets. No big ultimates as of yet. RRQ can actually defend this relatively well here, unless Skylar gets picked off. Cartesi gets pulled back, but he's too tanky to actually be punished for now. Albert, he's walking very close to the fire, but again, 1-0. All outer turrets are destroyed.
All right, so RRQ still in this game. It's 4K ahead for Echo, though. The time is up that you mentioned, Wolf. You said 10 minutes. I think Gideon agreed.
Yeah.
We're now at almost the 12-minute mark here. Is there any saving grace in terms of items or even macro play that RRQ can do to turn this game around here, Wolf?
It's just really the hook coming out from Vin if they find an opening, right? And I think that they are focusing on Cartesi so much. Surely it's great in the first few minutes of the game. Yeah, they can take out the Akai, but I think it came to a point where when you go on to Cartesi, there's a lot of supports coming out from Echo. And when you try to take a tanky hero, you put a lot of resources into taking out Cartesi.
Did he just flicker?
Eventually get out damage.
Look,
and
let's just move on from that. We're just gonna let's look at Cartesi, man. He's looking good. He's looking good. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
As you were saying.
Yeah, you were back to what you were saying. 5 seconds on Vince flicker. Yeah, that was totally there for sure.
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
All Wolf can say is, yeah, wow. All right, goes back to the game. Yes, that is a detrimental for this Lord fight. It's going to be up now in about 6 seconds here. Echo, great positioning as they get set up. You're going to have to keep an eye as well on Yahweh. He's going to be looking for the right target. Skylar having a very tough game on this Irithyll, even with that sprint. Clay trying to get some vision. And it's the same setup that we saw in the previous game, but this time it's just Yahweh in that top side rush.
They're just waiting.
Can RQ do this?
They're just waiting for this fight. I mean, Echo is baiting it out. They're going to reset
Oh,
topside.
the
Yawi
kick!
finds the kick on to Skylar once again. Call Altar. It's not going to be enough, but they have a spin. Will lock down Vin once more. It's just timed out, and now Clay is just left all by himself. Left in the hands of Benny QT with 2 down. That's a free lord.
Yeah, we finding a big opening onto Skylar. I wonder how he got that, but RQ wanted to bait out the Lord and Echo just styling on them. It really looked easy for Yawi to do it.
I mean, that's just, at that point, you know, the positioning of Yawi there, he knew that the best angle for Skylar to come from was that top side, because you can just pop that sprint and kind of run around, hopefully to find a member of Echo, but it just didn't work out for them. Yawi sniffed it out. He knew exactly where to be, and they focused on Skylar. And again, this begs the question, is Irithil the weak link here in this lineup for RRQ?
In the latter portions, I would say yes. You understand why they picked it up. It makes a lot of sense when they did, but they weren't moving as if they wanted Irithil to be successful.
Well, let's find out here at the very end as the inhibitors will fall. Feathered airstrike already down. Echo is going to take as much as possible. However, the mid as well as the top side have not collapsed at the same time. R7 is doing a very good job at keeping it alive, having a bit of a pillow fight with Call TZ. Nobody really winning there as the mid lane
Yawi!
now finds, but Yawi, does he find the angle? He finds the kick onto Vin. They're trying to collapse on it. The Bravest Warrior is already in, but Skylar slows them down with the Queen's Call. Heavy spin activated with the Call. Altar in the backline being attacked. Albert as well, trying his best. Feathered airstrike comes back off a cooldown, but he gets stunned up. He has to move away. Top side is already destroyed, and a 4v5 has been already down. Falls into the favor of Echo. Benny QT not even participating in this entire sequence of events, and this could be a potential kill if they find the CC. Oh, Carl TZ, you're just teasing Yawi, trying to go for it again. Gets the kick onto Albert, and now the Blazing Duet activated. He's still alive. Queen's Call trying to clear those waves as soon as possible. Sanford deal with the Bravest Warrior again. We're seeing 3 ultimates. One Sanji now in trouble. Has to use the wings by wings to get on out of there. The Bravest Warrior is down. No more Sanford, and the defense complete.
You can't imagine to be Skylar. Surely he died at the end, right? But it's difficult to play this Irithil. Fed by Yawi, fed by Sanford, fed by Call TZ. Everybody targets Skylar. Eventually, after 3 tries with Sanford's opening, they have found him. And Echo with all
To close this series out, hold on.
you have 2 blade or 2 frontliners carrying TZ and Yawi.
Is have
The feathered airstrike from side, able to take him out. Sanford. It's the wall. Call. The reset. The Lord just against the middle of this. Skylar. His best to dish out. Blade arm has on. Busters ain't enough. Sanford is